Hey guys, it's your girl Lily. How are you? Today is May 10th. May 10th, 2018. My kids are at school. So I thought I'd make a video for you guys while they were there. I look like absolute shit. It looks like I'm crying. I'm not. My allergies are kicking my ass out here. And it's funny because in Texas, my allergies doesn't bother me. But as soon as I got off the plane back in Cali, it hit. So like, oh, my allergies are horrible. Um, yeah, I tried to go live a few times. I actually did go live to speak with people, but I guess, it's hard. I know people are busy throughout the day, so people don't get to go on. So I just thought I'd make my first video about basic training. People are asking about tips, so I think this first video I'm gonna put is gonna be like tips for basic training, like what you should know before going to boot camp. And I mean, like I said, this could be for everybody because pretty much, even though I was in OSUT training, which is a one place training station, basically you're 14 weeks at Fort Benning, but this is for anybody really, because basic training is pretty much the same all the way around. You do the same shit. You do gas chamber and the confidence course and all that. But when I speak about stuff, it's mostly going to be pertaining to Fort Benning because that's where I was. But even then, it could be different because different companies within Fort Benning do different things. But this is like things you should know before joining boot camp or going to boot camp. And I mean, like, you're already in, you're already ready to go, you have your date, and just important things. So I think I wrote, like I said, you guys, I had a notebook, and I wrote all my notes down while I was in basic training of, like, shit we did. Excuse my language. I already had a bad mouth, but it got worse. I hear it so much, it just kind of comes out. And, hold on. No, I didn't write it down. But, so, tips. The most important thing is, now this isn't about before you go to your recruiter. This is like you're in. You took your ASVAB, your physical, you have a date, and your date is set, locked in, and you're gonna go. So, what you should do in preparation is being active is number one. It will always be number one on the list, in my opinion, because that is what can make or break you. It's already hard going through basic training mentally because their job is to break you. Like in the beginning, the job is to break you. And that's a mental part. And then if you're struggling physically, that's also hard because they'll fuck with you more. Like they literally will mess with you if they see that you're weak if you can't keep up physically wise. Your body is getting used to doing things you've never done before. If you're like a gym Nazi and you're always in the gym and you're a bodybuilder or whatever, didn't CrossFit for like some years, you may be okay, I guess, but your body's still gonna do things it hasn't done before. For a normal person like me, I went to the gym, but I wasn't doing extreme hardcore things. I was doing cardio and a little bit of weightlifting, but like, for example, in boot camp, especially, well, not every boot camp, but I know at Fort Benning, you're gonna ruck a lot. The most we will do is 12 miles, rucking, and it's with like 45 pounds on your back, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're rucking continuously for 12 miles, that can put a strain on your back. It hurts your hips, it can hurt your knees. My knees are still recovering. I got jacked up knees from all the rucking, from all the kneeling you have to do with your ruck on your back, from the running you have to do with your ruck. You run with your ruck, you get on your knees and stomach with your ruck. Like, it's a lot of stuff. You have to swing it on your back quickly and take it off quickly. So it's important to get in shape before you go. I definitely would suggest you get a weight vest. I bought a weight vest from Target. It was like, or Walmart, like 40 pounds, and you basically put it on, you work out with it. I suggest you do that. Everybody go get a weight vest, do push-ups with it, do squats with it, ruck with it. Get yourself a rucksack. You can buy one online cheap. It doesn't mean like the army ones, but get you a rucksack. Even backpack, put weights in it, put heavy bricks in it, and just walk for a long distance. Each, week, go further, do it heavier. it won't, I'm not saying you're going to see, a miracle overnight, but it definitely will prepare your body for the rucking that you will do. The good thing about Fort Benning is, we ruck often. So in order to graduate, you have to complete a 12-mile ruck march. And in preparation, I think it's like every 2 weeks we did 2 miles when I first got there, like a couple days after we got there. We did 2 miles, and then we do 4 miles, 6 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles, and then we did the 12 miles. So, it prepares you a little bit, but still, it's always good to get your body ready. You can never do enough running. I suggest you run as often as you can. For as long as you can. I know we get tired. We want to stop running. It's hard when you're running by yourself. You're not motivated. I'm going to tell you now, your little jog that you may be doing now is probably not going to help you. You have to push yourself. If you're tired, that's when it counts. Push, run harder, run faster, run farther. You will run a lot. Depending on your company. My company, I'm not gonna lie, my Echo company was pretty easy. They call it Easy Echo. And it was pretty damn easy, as in the sense of, like, our company didn't get fucked up as much as other companies. Charlie Company, Foxtrot Company, freaking Delta, Bravo, Alpha Company. Those companies got effed up. And one of the companies, I think it was Alpha, they were on a freaking huge hill. I mean, that motherfucker was steep. And they'd have to run up and down that all the time. They went on formation runs a lot, which was good. I know it benefited them. Our company didn't go on formation runs, like, at all. We went on two formation runs before a 5-mile at the very end. We went on, like, a 4-mile formation run, which is, like, the whole company runs 4 miles. And I think they did a 3-mile. I didn't do 3-mile. I was at sick call. But I did the 4-mile. But we did that, like, maybe a week before the 5-mile. But other companies run a lot. They just run. They do like 5-mile formation runs every other day or twice a week or something of that matter. So it's always good to prepare yourself. Other things you should know before joining tips: know your shit. It is very, 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 very important that you know your shit. What you need to know is your infantryman's creed. You can Google that, you guys. Your infantryman's creed, your soldier's creed. The army song and the infantryman's song. The 7 army values. 7 army values. Oh, shit. And the 5 warrior ethos. Is that what it is? Yeah. Yes, that's what it is. So is it the 5? I haven't done that in a while. But yeah, the army song, the infantryman's song, the infantryman's creed, the soldier's creed, 7 army values, and the core values, or the ethos. If you guys Google that, it'll come up. You guys, you need to know it before you get there. I'm telling you, before every, like when you go to chow, so you're going to stand in line for chow outside waiting for at least 15 minutes before they open up the doors, let you in. Your drill sergeants will make you recite the soldier's creed. That'll be the first thing you recite. As, like, maybe 3 weeks go on, you'll have to pick up everything else. But I know my company, like, we had to know the soldier's creed and the infantryman's creed the first 3 weeks. And I already knew the soldier's creed, because I knew that before I left. I studied it, but I didn't know I knew about the infantryman's creed. I didn't know we had to know it, because people on video was like, oh, you don't have to know, you can learn there. No, it's smart to learn your creeds before you get there. Because for our company, our drill sergeants would stand there and watch people's mouths. Like, they knew if people didn't know the words, or if people were just mouthing it. They made people do push-ups if they didn't know it. Our company, I've never written so much shit in such a short period of time. We would have to, if one person didn't know, like the soldierman's creed, we got down packed because everyone knew to study that. Infantryman's creed, 3rd week, we had to know it. People didn't know it, so we had to write it like 25 fucking times. I don't know if you've seen Infantryman's creed, but it's pretty fucking long, so write that 25 times. And the only time you have is like your 1 hour downtime. So like for us, lights were out at 2100, which was 9 o'clock p.m. And at 2000, you're released to your bay. So basically, you're doing whatever you're doing with your company. They release you. You have an hour of personal hygiene time. So at 8 o'clock, basically at 2000, that's when you take your shower, brush your teeth, get ready for the next day. So in an hour, we had to write 25 times Dan Freeman's Creed. Mind you, people are trying to take showers. People are tired. But you pull fire guard shifts. So most of us did it during our shifts. Like I said, females had to do like 2 hours because there weren't a lot of us, so we had plenty of time to do it. But it's like you're tired, you're falling asleep trying to do it. Like, it's a pain in the ass. We had to go up to like 50 times one time because people just weren't getting it. We had to write it 50 times. Like I said, you only have an hour to do it, and it's due like the next morning. Like your 5:30 formation, your paper needs to be in your hand 50 times written, and that's how serious it was. And people didn't do it, so we had to write 100. Like it kept going up. So know your stuff. Like I said, Google, it's on Google. Don't waste time. So your physical, your knowledge. The rank structure you're going to get when you get there. You need to know the rank structure too. I forgot that. You need to know your ranks. So your NCOs and your officers. NCO is non-commissioned officers. That would be your sergeant, your staff sergeant, your master sergeant, sergeant first class, all that good stuff. That was not in order. You need to know it in order, though. You need to know who comes first. So it's from like, E1, E2, E3, it's private, PV2, private first class, specialist, sergeant, and it goes up the chain. Officers, there's different categories of officers. You have warrant officers, you have like your captain, your colonel, your lieutenant, you have your sergeant generals. You need to know all that. There will be a red phase test. So at the end of red phase, which is after the end of 3 weeks, you'll have a red phase test. So you'll need to know all that stuff. Very important to know. Don't just wait till you get there yet. Like, yeah, some of the stuff you're not going to need to know right away. But, like, you're going to be so mentally fucked up when you first get there and so busy. Like, you're not going to want to sit there and try to learn everything within a week. Because they don't give you a lot of time. They're like, you need to know this by Monday. Like, mind you, there's other shit you got to learn. So, before you leave, you have plenty of downtime. Google what I just said to do. Go on Google and learn the stuff before you go. I would run every morning and night if I were you. In the morning, early in the morning when it's nice and cool out, run like a mile or 2 mile. Google, like, for me, I don't do a lot of fancy stuff where you have like a tracker on your hand and like you know where you're going. I just find a store that's like 2 miles away and I'll run 2 miles there and then the 2 miles back. So I've ran 4 miles. At night, I may run just 2 miles. I run a mile to the store and a mile back. Like, run twice a day. Do your push-ups, your sit-ups. Google and YouTube APFT push-ups. That was a big thing that got me especially, because I was really strong on my sit-ups and my run, but my push-ups, like, it wasn't that I couldn't do it, but I wasn't going far enough down. Like, you have to go down and up, but you have to go all the way down. Like, there's a way to do it. The way you're doing it in your civilian world, the way you used to do it during PE at school, the way you do it when you're fucking around with your friend is not the way that the Army accepts. So a lot of people are coming in. When you first go in, you have what's called a 1-1-1 test. It's a 1 minute sit up, push up, 1 minute and 1 mile run. And like, people thought they were the shit doing a bunch of push ups, and they were only getting counted like 20, 25 push ups because they weren't doing it the right way. And your body is so used to, it's trained to like not do it, the APFT way, the Army way, that it takes a while for your body to adjust. So, like, I had to rebuild these muscles up here so that I was able to go down further enough or far enough. So make sure you're practicing. Get with your recruiter. Unfortunately for me, my recruiter never paid attention to my push-ups and never corrected me. So I had 4 months between the time I signed my contract before I went to Fort Benning. So I feel like, I didn't really I'm not going to lie, I didn't really go to future soldier training. Another tip, go to future soldier training. I didn't do it. I went to maybe 2 sessions and that was it. Excuse me. I went to 2 sessions only because I was working and I was going to school. I'd have to rush from school just to try to get there. And I would have been 30 minutes late anyways because the way my classes got out, and I'm like a 25 minute drive from from the school to the station. But regardless, go to Future Soldier Training. They do hour workout sessions, and you may think it's bogus. However, they teach you the drills you'll be doing, and it's dead on. So, for example, they'll have you do stuff like it's PRT. It's called PRT, and they're basically exercises like the 8 count push up, freaking the bent leg body twist. Like, it's stuff that you will do when you get to your boot camp. So it's better to know it, because you will get fucked up, and your company or your platoon will have to run if you fuck up the exercises. And we had to run a lot because people kept fucking up the exercises. Like, they'd say, the leg tuck and twist. So we'd have to repeat it, the leg tuck and twist, and then the drill sergeant would say, starting position, move. And you'd have to get in the starting position. So for that position, you'd be on the ground, and like your hands would be behind you, your feet will be up, and then that's the starting position. And a lot of people like didn't know it or forget it, so we'd have to run because we were supposed to know and memorize the starting positions. So stuff like that. That's why future training soldier is important. You could take the opportunity to ask your drill sergeants questions. They may not be like your MOS, but they know like simple shit, so it's good to get insight on that. You can have them like quiz you. Like, you can ask for study materials. They probably more than likely will give you study materials. Study it, go to them, ask them to like quiz you. It's important, you guys. If you want your time at basic training to be easy. What's another tip? Another tip is you're gonna want letters. I started getting letters at the very end of training. I want to say, like I said, I graduated April. March, like middle of March, I started getting letters. Why? Because I didn't take down people's addresses. So my mom, I would write my mom, I don't know, she took forever to write me back, but she started writing me back. My dispatcher from my old job, she wrote me. I had a couple friends write me after I had my mom like give them the address. But like, it's important to take down people's addresses. You're allowed to bring an address book with you to basic training. They won't make you throw it away. You have friends, family, get their address. Make sure it's correct, because you'll have to write them first, and then obviously they'll write you back. You're gonna want it, because I know for our platoon, and I'm pretty sure it's for every platoon, but our company, we'd all be in our platoon area formation, and they'd pass it out whenever they felt like it. There was no really particular time. In the beginning, they're gonna claim that they don't hold your mail, but they do. You will not see your mail for the first, I want to say, 3 weeks. Maybe a month if you have asshole drill sergeants, but they like, oh, we don't hold. Yes, they do. They hold your mail. Obviously, it's illegal for them to hold your mail, but I think they do it because you're new and they don't want you breaking. They don't want you to receive a letter and then break. Like, oh, I want to go home, or if there's stuff going on at home, they don't want you worried and stressed out about it. Because when some of my friends got letters, that shit was dated back like this fucking first week we're at basic training. And we didn't get it till like 3 or 4 weeks later. So, just get addresses. Make sure you're writing people, because they will be lonely. They'll stand on information. They'll call out either your roster number or your last name, and they'll be like, oh, I don't know, Clementine. And then everyone's mail's getting thrown at them, and then you're just standing there and you have no mail. And for the longest time, that was literally with me. Everyone in the platoon was getting mail but me. And then annoying people who are stupid and have no home training would be like, oh, your parents didn't write you? Oh, you have no one writing you? Like, obviously not, motherfucker, from sending her with no mail. So don't be that person, because it gets lonely and it gets kind of depressing. So get addresses. I would just go in with no expectation. I went in with expectations because I watch YouTube videos. I mean, it's good to know certain things, but I'm telling you that each company and platoon can do things a little differently. What I'm giving you is like the broad aspect, like if everything's going to be the same, this is what would be the same. It's not too bad. I'm trying to think of any other tips. So I had a zit right here, you guys, a zit. And I popped that motherfucker at basic training, and I just have a scar. Because you see, I break out. Well, I was wearing makeup. When I wear makeup, I break out, but I was wearing makeup, and then I popped it, and so it looks ugly. But, trying to think of any other tips. I think before you go out, I mean, make sure your contract is squared away, and make sure everything that you signed at MEPS is correct. Even if you already went to MEPS and signed everything and now you're ready to go, look over everything word for word, because you can have time to fix it before you go. We had a lot of people with pay issues during basic training, and like it just gets a pain in the ass because it could take a while, and like you don't want to. I mean, you get back paid, but like who doesn't want to get paid while you're at training? So like make sure your orders are squared away. Make sure you and your family understand what your orders are. Some family members and friends don't understand, like, because you may not fully understand. So make sure they, to the best of their ability, knows like what's gonna go on after you graduate too. Like, let them know you'll be getting on that plane right away, going to your unit. Like, if you have to, sit down with, take you and your family member or your loved one or whoever, and sit them down with your recruiter so that you guys can talk to your recruiter and ask any questions you want. So that's pretty much it for tips on like what to do before you join. I may have missed a few tips. If I come across anything else, I definitely will make another video, just like add it on. So my next video will be about reception and what happened at reception. Bye.